What's up guys, it's Rob with Black Hill Woodwork, and in today's video we're going to be turning a resin bowl with this. So I was thinking for a long time how I could make this bowl unique, how to show the resin off. And I came up with this really weird idea that I'm not sure is going to work, but I'm going to be doing some squiggly lines. So a thick squiggly line right here and right here. I'm going to cut it out with the bandsaw. So there's going to be 4 sections of wood, and then where the squiggles are over here, that's going to be filled with the resin. I know that sounds super confusing, but once I get my marker out and I draw it for you guys, it might be a little bit easier to understand. So I'm not really sure this is going to work at all. I was just brainstorming ideas, so I guess let's just go for it and let's see. Okay, I know that looks terrible. You guys are wondering what in the world I'm doing. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing either, so let's just do the other one over here. Okay, there it is. As you guys could tell, I am not an artist, but I think it'll end up looking pretty cool. I know right now it looks super weird, but I think this will end up looking pretty awesome. So I'm gonna go to the bandsaw and try my best to cut these curves out. So yep, these are the 4 pieces of wood. My bowl is going to be right around here. The resin is going to be right here in the lines, and I'm most likely going to be putting some pine cones in there as well. Like I said before, probably hard to understand what I'm saying now without actually seeing it, but once I get the resin filled up and the pine cones in there, you'll know what I'm talking about. So let's go inside, mix up some resin, and fill this thing up. Alright, so we're back inside. The plan is to hot glue each of these down. I mean, see, they're not very stable, and in the resin they're definitely going to float, so we're going to hot glue these down, and then we're going to hot glue some pine cones to the bottom and probably like to the side of the wood so that you could see it on the walls of the bowl. So that's what the plan is, and let's do it. So here's what it looks like with all the pine cones. I know it looks pretty weird right now, but it'll look pretty nice later, I'm sure. So now let's go mix up some resin and pour it all in here. So this is the epoxy we're going to be using, same as usual. And we're going to be using light gold. Alright, it's time to pour up. So that was 64 ounces, and it's halfway. So I'm guessing I'll have to be doing another 64. All right, batch number 2 coming up. Man, this is going to be a huge bowl. Even though I'm going to be cutting down all this resin that's on the side, it's still going to be a big bowl for sure. Alright, it's not going to go all the way to the top, but that's okay. I'm not going to be mixing up any more resin, that's for sure. So I'll go ahead and put this in the pressure pot, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Alright guys, we're back in the shop. It's been 2 days. I had to let this thing harden up a little bit. The resin, it was kind of soft when I first took it out of the pressure pot. But here it is. You guys probably can't tell, you know, through the camera, but this thing is huge and it is heavy. Wow. You guys can't see it, but I mean, my workshop looks like a spider web. There's just resin everywhere. It's crazy. I have a long way to go though. Whew. You know, that took a long time, but I'm happy to say that it is done. The walls seem to be the same thickness all the way around. I mean, I really want to see what this thing looks like once I put some finish on it. But you can see the resin on the inside. Looks nice. So now it's going to be time for sanding. A lot of sanding. We're going to start off at 80 and then go to 800. I might even go as low as 60 depending on how the wood looks after 80 grit. But yeah, for now, 80 to 800. So we just finished sanding. Took an extremely long time. But now it's time for my favorite part. It's the Yorkshire grit. Be buffing it off. We'll see what that resin actually looks like. Alright, there it is. Now you can really see the color coming out of that resin. You can see the pine cones. So my camera's about to die, so I can't show you guys my finishing process, but it's the same as always. I'll be putting on 3 coats of Waterlux gloss, and then in between each coat, I'll be using the Yorkshire grit. So put a coat on, wait 24 hours, use the Yorkshire grit, put on another coat, and just repeat that process. So I'll show you guys the final product once I'm done with the finishing process. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that like, that subscribe button. Stay tuned for future videos.